Hello, Internet. Welcome to the 25th edition of Podcast Equipped. As always, I'm your host, Miguel Zarate, alongside my best friend, John Valencia.
What's up, Internet? Wow!
Well, John, what have you been gaming on this week?
I got back on the kickbeat again. I'm playing the Minecraft, Never-Ending Nightmare. Still,
Jesus Christ.
What?
I don't know how you're playing so many games.
I'm back on my channel. Back on the channel.
Back on the Tagless02 at youtube.com.
Hell yeah, but it's a 0.
Oh, you're right. It is a 0.
I was like, hell yeah, but it's a 0.
I haven't been playing games that much. I played Rocket League more, of course.
Yeah.
I think since the release of Rocket League, it's pretty much all I've been playing.
Yeah, and then we were playing it earlier.
I touched some Ground Zeroes. I touch Ground Zeroes every now and again.
How's that going so far?
I pretty much have everything done. I just go back and replay some missions just for the fun of it. Played my Vita the other night, as I was telling you before. I'm back on Disgaea 3, I want to say. Yeah, Disgaea 3. The one we have on the Vita that got was for Plus.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I touched Shovel Knight the other day. Quit it real quick because it was like, fuck, I can't do this.
I did the same thing because I'm playing it. I die. Went to go try to retrieve my gold. On the way to go get my gold,
You die,
so
and you're just like,
there's
fuck
no
this
fucking
game,
point.
right? What are you playing on it? I was
playing
actually
on the Vita.
Yeah, I was actually playing on my PS4 because it has the cross save, so my save was on the PS4 anyways. So it was like I was playing on there, and I was just like, I just turned it on real quick. There's a level I've been stuck on. I don't even remember what level. It's like a world something.
I'm stuck on the water level.
Yeah, that's me too. So I was doing that, and I just couldn't do it. I fucking just threw down my controller. I was like, fuck this game. I like it so much, but it's like I don't have the patience for you right now.
Yeah, because it's like I get to the part after the stupid fish chest. So I get past that part, keep going up, and then the whole part where you have, what is it? At the whole point where you
try to hit it to go up.
Yeah,
is that what you're talking about?
No, not that part. But it's like you have to hit the platform to get across.
Okay.
And I always keep dying in that little area, and then I was like, I'll go back, and I accidentally hit the platform the wrong area, and then I'll fall into the pit. So I'm just like.
Question: with that game, do you ever destroy your save point? Like, cause
I did it by accident.
Yeah, I was like, you can destroy it and get more gold.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you ever do that.
I did that by accident because I was jumping and I got stuck doing the down thing. So I was just like, I was like, fuck.
Because if I get consistent at one point, if I get consistent in a certain part and I know I could beat it easily, I always destroy that point that's in there. And then sometimes I regret it though, because then other times I'll be too cocky and then I'll die and.
And then you have to
I like that game. It's a great game. Great control. Classic old school platformer. But I feel like I've not been trained in that department anymore. You know, it's been so long since I played one of those really true platformers.
See, that's why I can't play the old Mega Man. Because it's just like, that's I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, you want 90 number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, if you didn't know, guys, this is Podcast Equipped. Every week, John and I come equipped with topics and news about the video game industry and discuss them for your viewing or listening pleasures. As always, you could find us. What is our name? You just look up Equipped Gaming on YouTube.com.
Don't do what Miguel's been telling you to do for the past while.
Yeah.
Because I did that and it brought me to a different
one
channel.
thing I know about this is every time I search Equipped Gaming, we are the first one to come up because we are the ones who upload
frequently.
Consistently. Yes.
But if you were doing what you did, you've been telling people go
YouTube / yeah, you don't do that.
It does not take us to our channel.
It's alright. But if you've been finding it, you've found it anyways. So anyways, just look up Equipped Gaming on YouTube.com.
And the one that actually
Equipped
works.
Yeah.
Is that SoundCloud / Equipped Gaming.
That one does work. SoundCloud / Equipped Gaming. We could change that one too, I think. So
yeah.
We're in the process of coming up with a new name for the channel because we want to be the only one in the market. Anyways, as John said, we come to you every Thursday on SoundCloud as well. If you're an audiophile and you like listening instead of watching, well, we will not want to miss our beautiful faces.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, as John, hit him up with some news. Let's get this show on the road.
Okay, so the first news is actually a hit. There is a YouTuber or gamer, whatever job. I actually looked this up, so it's a bounty. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
There's a bounty for this glitch, and it's in Mario 64 in the Japanese version. It's a $1,000 bounty if you can recreate the glitch that happened in TikTok Clock.
What is this? So it's like a glitch of jumping?
Yeah, it's pretty much what this. If anybody could recreate the glitch and figure out how to do it, it could pretty much shave speedrunners' times off.
Okay, so that's what this is about, speedrunning.
Yeah, but people weren't even speedrunning it. They were just playing it like
yeah, because you couldn't speedrun this level. There are certain, like, you could do the backflips and all that.
Yeah.
I know up to stairs in the original and skip a whole portion of the game.
Yeah.
Without getting all the stars. So I get that. So is that why people want to do this, just so they could be better at competitive play? I didn't know there was even competitive play of Mario 64, but apparently there is.
Yeah, because there was actually a Twitch Let's Play between two people. They were racing to see who can get to 120 stars, I think.
Quickest?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the guy was doing his getting the red coins. And during the platform, it's a clock. Like, he jumped, kicked, but when he landed, he, like, teleported straight to the top of the
If you
stage.
can you insert that video?
I can look for it, but yeah.
Try to insert it right there.
I'll try to insert.
Yeah.
We SoundCloud people, we're sorry, so sorry.
Well, it'll just be going on while we're talking.
Yeah.
Just for a portion. But, yeah, insert that here if you can. But, yeah, so, $1,000 bucks. I mean, is it even worth it to go after it? Because, is this only in the 64 version?
Yeah, it's only in the 64, but the Japanese version.
Oh, so it has to be the Japanese version, too. So that's a weird thing. Why does it have to be the Japanese version?
So that's where the glitch occurs.
So that's where you know it's at. You don't know if it's in the American version or not. That's just where we know it came from.
Yeah. And then they don't know if they patched it in
the 3DS version.
The 3DS version. Oh, it could have got patched because they patched the cannon glitch from the outside candle.
Okay.
Castle.
I was like, candle.
And then let's see what else. And then they re-released the 64 glitch for the Wii or the eShop, but they don't know if they patched that up.
Okay, so it's only been found in the Japanese version.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this worth it to do it? Like, is somebody really going to pay $1,000 for this? And why? Like,
they just want to analyze the glitch.
Yeah, why not recreate it themselves though?
I'm not sure. They figured do an incentive to get more help in trying to find it.
I guess that makes sense to me, but I don't know. I think it's a waste of money personally. It's like you don't need just go do it yourself. If you did it already once, go do it again.
But he did it by accident.
Yeah, go watch how you did it in the video. Go redo it again. It's not that hard. Anyways, moving on. Steam. I didn't even know this was a thing. Apparently, it's been in production for a while and people knew about it. But Steam is releasing a handheld.
I didn't even know about that.
Codename Steamboy. Well, it's not actually Steam. I was reading up on this. I think it's like Mad Catz is releasing it, but they are allowing their OS to be used on there. So it's like this thing comes with only 720p screen. Yeah, I know, 720p. Like really, you can do at least 1080, but 32 gigs of internal memory and 4 gigs of RAM. So it's like with that being the requirements, like what can you do? What games can you even use on this thing without filling up the memory card right away? Obviously, you could probably do a little bit older games that aren't so big, but it's like game releases these days are like 50 gig at least minimum.
Well, let's see, because I actually do have like AAA games on my computer, and I have one installed, but it's only 5 gigs.
What is it?
Alan Wake.
Okay, maybe it's not so bad then, but it's like if you can't expect to play new games on this. Is that the expectation? Like you're just not going to be able to play at least new AAA titles on this because I don't think it'll be strong enough.
You don't think so?
No. 4 gigs of RAM?
Oh yeah,
it's not enough. 32 gig of memory. Like a AAA. I'm talking about new release AAA games.
Like let's see.
Like
we'll take Tomb Raider.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not coming out PC for until next.
Okay,
spring.
so then bad example. We'll use the badly ported Arkham Knight.
Oh god,
that thing was like 50 gigs, and I can only imagine how big Fallout 4 is going to be on PC.
Oh no, we'll use GTA because that was like 7 discs.
Oh, see, even that. Like, why even release this thing if you're not going to be able to play any new games? I understand people want to play the classics. I get that, but it's like, what are you going to do? Are you going to be able to stream games like similar to like the Nvidia Shield or the Vita, where you can stream from the server or stream from your system? I mean, and be able to play those games on the go. Is that what you're going for? Because so far that has not been an announced feature to this handheld. Jesus. Like, don't get me wrong, I get playing classics game, but for a $300 price tag to only be able to play older games, it's not that great. You know what I mean? Like, I play a lot of classic PS1 games and even sometimes PS2 games on my Vita or PSP games on my Vita. But it's like, if I didn't get any new games at all, I probably wouldn't have gone for the Vita at all. Which, I mean, some could argue that we're not, but we are.
We are.
Danganronpa.
Yeah. Ultra Despair Girls. Wow.
Dancing all night.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, but so yeah, what do you think about that? Like, you're a PC guy. I'm not, as you know.
Yeah.
Do you get this system? If you even say if you could get it for say $150, would you even go for it at that price? Not even $300, the full price tag what they're asking, knowing you don't get to play new games on it, just older classic games.
Maybe because I mean, there's a lot of older PC games out there.
There is. I could give it that. The library is a lot bigger than consoles.
So if it's 150, then probably, because then next I can go back revisit all the PC games that I missed out on since I kind of joined PC gaming 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, this is big actually. I don't know how I forgot to mention it. It's only Linux.
I don't.
So it's
Linux.
a lot of games won't even work on there.
They never
unless they release for Linux.
No, then probably not, because that's one of the things Linux. It's what the hell is a Linux?
Everybody if you're in the PC gaming community, even I kind of know what Linux is. It's just another OS that's not like Windows or something like that. But it's how often do you see a Linux? It's what's Apple's? What's Apple's OS? Damn it. Macintosh? No,
yeah, Mac.
No. Mac. There you go. Yeah, it's like releasing a game on Mac. They're always late. Sometimes they're bad ports. Sometimes they never come to Mac at all. So it's if you want a PC for gaming, you got to get Windows. Because Windows pretty much is the default one that people build it for. So there's a problem. So $300 price tag, only runs Linux games.
And didn't you say it's only $300 for the pre-order only?
It's going to be more unless you pre-order it. So that's their bonus, is you get it cheaper.
There's still no point if it's running on a Linux, because I know there's a lot of games on Steam that aren't compatible with Linux.
It's why?
And I know they're working harder towards to try to get to be fair with all the PC markets out there. Of course, freaking Windows is the default, but they're trying to also incorporate the Windows, incorporate Linux and iOS.
Plus, it makes no sense. Why jump in a handheld market when it's a dying market as of right now? You know what I mean? Because the most extensible gaming handheld right now is Nintendo 3DS, but that's only sold 45, 50 million maybe, which is nothing compared to the DS. I don't know. It's a shrinking market. It's a weird place to be jumping in right now. Trust me, I love handhelds. I hope Sony makes another handheld. I think Nintendo definitely will continue with the handhelds. But if you're gonna try to make a PC handheld on the go, you better at least have the specs to support it.
It's not gonna work, because I seen the Nvidia Shield handheld.
Yeah,
that looks nice.
It does. But shit's expensive.
It's expensive, but it looks nice. I seen actual really good games run on. I seen Minecraft run better. The Minecraft for the Nvidia Shield, for even the Pocket Edition, I'm gonna admit this, runs way smoother than it does on the Vita.
So, see, that's the thing, though. The Vita is not the Pocket version.
Yeah.
The Vita is actually the PS3 version, which is, if you got that shit running on there, that's pretty good for that, because that system is way more outdated than the Shield probably is. So
yeah.
It's all right. Anyways, moving on. This one kind of hurts a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm glad to hear that Final Fantasy VII won't be running on the same engine as Final Fantasy 15, but there are still going to be dramatic changes in the battles system.
See, I read that 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, see, the news that it won't be using the 15 is the new news, but we haven't touched on.
We haven't gone in depth since it's been announced.
Yeah, that the battle system will be changed.
See, this is what I'm kind of afraid of. Is I'm pretty sure, once I read that, I'm okay, then they're most likely not going to be doing the turn-based RPG. I
don't know, because what they said was, well, they're going to change the battle system. The game won't be unrecognizable. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Is it still going to be a version of a battle system, but more moving around? Like I said, I would love to maybe have a Valkyria Chronicle style gameplay on this.
Tactical, but yet still.
Yeah, you move around, you still do the moves, but I don't know. I don't want it to be exactly like Kingdom Hearts either. You know what I mean? Where you're just slashing, hacking, and slashing.
Okay, so
that's, I don't know. Maybe I do want that. I don't know what I want.
You know what? I'm kind of thinking, what if they go back and do 12s? As much as I
12?
hate 12.
I didn't hate 12 that much. I hated 13.
No, that's not 12.
Is that what you meant? 13?
I meant 13.
Yeah.
I hated 13's battle system, because once lightning dies, that's game over.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping they don't if they do incorporate that, I hope they don't do that. Whereas like the main character dies, game over.
Yeah, that's
Because that's BS.
Well, that's why I didn't want 12 at all, because you don't really get to control your companions. Or not, sorry, 13. You didn't get to control all your companions, if I remember correctly. I only played it for very briefly.
Yeah, because
like you control, like you kind of just set their free. It's like a more of like an MMO where you just set them up to like, okay, you heal if I get below a certain hit points, you heal me. If you get to a certain attack, you attack them. I don't
yeah,
know,
well, no,
like
it's like a bar system where it's just like, okay, you're gonna do this, 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 and then I want you to do this, and then I can switch. I can switch my battle tags for you to heal me, do this.
Exactly,
do this,
but you didn't control them directly, kind of.
No, they try to go with like a turn-based system, but it failed in my eyes.
It failed in a lot of people's eyes. That's like the series that kept on going that nobody wanted. But even going back to like Final Fantasy X, where you could like swap people out and you can control the GFs when you brought them out. I don't know. I really like that system, and that was the last true turn-based Final Fantasy.
See, I did like that system. Just like, oh well, you're dying. I'm gonna switch you out real quick. Get some healers in real quick.
I just want to be able to control all the people in my party. That's all I want. I don't want like to have to set them up to like do certain things when certain parameters are met. I just want to be able to control all of them, because that's what Final Fantasy X to me is. It was always like a strategy, like, oh shit, I need to heal him, I need to do this with him, I need to do this. I love that turn-based thing.
Yeah.
But if they're not going to go with it, then I still won't. That's why I always go back to Valkyrie Chronicles, which is not a Square Enix game, it's a Sega game. But I want to be able to control my characters, and I want this game to be, I don't know, I'm kind of afraid of like what they're going to do with this system. Like, I don't know what it's going to be, but apparently it's not going to be the time battle system that we all love so much about this game.
Yeah, so, and then another thing with the battle system, like the limit breaks, how are they going to incorporate that into the game?
Will they? That's what I said. Will they incorporate all that old stuff? I think they have to, because it's like, remember that, I don't know if you ever beat the game or not, when you get to the final battle and like you're just like 999 and you just fucking do your limit break on Sephiroth? Man.
Yeah, see, I never got to that point because my disc like got scratched. And I bought my thing used, so I'm like, just like, oh, what the fuck do I do?
So you never beat it. But yeah, so when you get to that point, you have to use a limit break at the end. It always comes down to that.
Yeah.
I just hope it's not like a Dirge of Cerberus or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
For those who remember that game.
Dirge of Cerberus. More cinematic than gameplay.
Yeah. And that's another thing. They're basing the look of this game on Advent Children.
So. But they don't want to do the actual engine. I was reading about that too when I seen that. They're going to Advent Children style. But since that was made so long ago, they could probably just
make it better.
I think,
yeah. But I just don't know what the battle system is going to be. I hope for something like Valkyrie's Chronicles. At worst, we're going to get something like Final Fantasy 13.
I hope not. I honestly hope we don't.
At best, I'll settle for Final Fantasy 12. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this game. It's like this game's going to receive so much criticism because, I felt like if they're going to remake it, just fucking update the visuals. Give us maybe update. Don't even mess with the music, actually. Fucking leave the music alone.
What if they what if they get new Uematsu to what's called? Just redo it again.
I want him to. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. We'll see. I just don't want them to fuck up this thing where it's so bad that nobody wants to play it because it's so different. I don't know.
See, with you, it's like, for you,
it's a double-edged sword because we wanted the remake, and then now we're afraid of what we're going to get from the remake.
Like once it got released, like, oh yay, and then we see all these news articles about what's going to happen in the remake.
It's like, and we're just like, because you don't think about all that, you know what I mean? You kind of just figure, oh, they're just going to remake it, update the visuals, maybe. I don't know. I just want to see Midgar in 1080p.
We saw it
in 1080p. It fucking looked beautiful. It looked fucking beautiful. This world is going to be amazing.
Just a reaction. Oh my god, is that Midgar? Oh my god, it's Midgar!
It's going to be big, though. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge.
I just can't wait for the Chocobo races, guys.
Oh, Golden Saucer. Just fucking snowboarding all day. That's all I want to do.
That's like Golden Saucer, I think was where I spent majority of my time.
Give me a card game in this one. I love the card games in 8 and 9. Fucking got addicted to those motherfuckers. Anyways, enough about that. John, some news for you.
I know, I love this news.
Mirror's Edge Catalyst is officially a reboot, not a sequel or a prequel.
A prequel.
Which we thought it was. We thought it was a prequel.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought they were getting at was was a prequel. But then they come out with this news this week saying that it was going to be a reboot.
How do you feel about that? As a fan of, like, there's always certain properties that I want rebooted. What would you, like, did you want this rebooted, or did you want a sequel to the end of the original Mirror's Edge?
Well, I don't know. Because how it ended, like, in the first one, like, I kind of don't want to spoil it for you.
Just spoil it.
Because at the end, it's like, she saves her sister from, like, being kidnapped, clears her name and whatnot, and saves, like, the city or whatever.
Yeah.
From the corruption. I kind of wanted to see, like, the aftermath effect, like, what would happen after that. But
I hear that. So are you a little bit disappointed then?
A little bit, but I'm kind of happy that they're going with the reboot. But I saw the gameplay trailer and
Look, that thing looks fucking awesome.
it looked nice, but I don't know where they're going at with this storyline. If they're going to incorporate her sister still.
Well,
into
see,
the
that's
game.
what you got to remember, though. Everything that happened in the first game, it
That
fucking
exists.
didn't happen. So she can probably fucking possibly not even have a sister in this one.
I know that's what's like going to throw me off for like the longest time when I played the game. Was like, it's a reboot, not a sequel, nothing.
Exactly. That's what you got to go in expecting. Like, that's what I feel like the next God of War is going to be. I hope it's a reboot because I missed so many of those games.
Yeah.
So I just want a reboot of those games so I could just start from the beginning, start from a new lore. That's where you have to go with this. That's what I was asking you. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, knowing that everything that happened in that first game, null and void, everything's new. They could go anywhere with the story. You know what I mean?
See, I think it, like I said, like with that story, I think it like how it ended. I think like I don't think they could have went with a sequel. Like that's why I was excited for the prequel.
Okay,
Or
because
prequel.
see like how the world got
Like
set up
why
in the first place.
they
Yeah.
did that. But now with this, it's like okay, well, let's see how they're gonna do it. Like how I think they're gonna try to do it though. Like since it's a reboot, they're gonna try to end it with try to end the ending with like, oh, let's see if we can do it into another sequel.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's what they love. They love annualizing series.
Yeah.
And I think, because this game didn't sell well to begin with,
It's
at
a
least
cult
by
classic.
EA standards, it didn't sell well. But I think they know there's potential in this series.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this thing is an awesome game, especially with like the success of Dying Light.
Yeah.
They know that parkour games can be successful.
Yeah.
So I think they're banking on, as you said, making this a series, building the world up, making it open world as they're
See,
doing
that's
right
what
now.
I liked because that's what I didn't like about the first one. Is like I wanted to explore the world, like look around because the first one, the game looked really nice for it being like one of the launches for PS4.
Yeah,
I mean,
PS3.
The world looked nice. It was stunning. Like it was bright with like
That's because it was so minimalistic.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like white walls everywhere,
white walls,
red stuff every now and again, right?
Yeah.
So that made sense to me. But like the reason it makes sense that they're rebooting is because that makes sense to me. Nobody played the first one,
Mm-hmm.
so if going with the sequel, you'd have to like educate. Okay, this is what happened. It doesn't have like the stature of like say Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
Which, like, a lot of people don't even know what the fuck's going on with the story, you know what I mean? I have no idea what's going on with the story. So it's like, I'm just jumping into this world, but you don't need to know the story. But I feel like with this game, like, nobody knows what Mirror's Edge is. Like, only a small amount of people. So it's like, to get them jumping in on that, on a sequel, they're gonna be like, I never played the first one, brush it off.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping, though. Like, that's what I'm hoping for this being the reboot, is that people will go back and actually play the first one. I mean, you can get it really cheap now. It's like
Yeah, you could
$4
get
or $5
it's like
now.
$5. You could get it on fucking Plus even. I think they've gotten it on Plus Endgames for gold.
yeah, it's the same as that.
So yeah, go back and play it if John's suggesting it, go and play it. Maybe I'll play it one day. It's a really short game, so
Yeah, like if
I'm not afraid of it.
I
But
think like if you because that game's just made for speedrun.
yeah,
Like if you speedrun the game, I think you can finish it in an hour.
that's another thing though. That changes that dynamic.
Oh,
like
God.
no more speedrunning. It's an open world thing.
I don't think so. Like I'm pretty sure it's an open world, but I'm pretty sure you can just revisit the thing and then have a time trial option.
We'll see how it goes. I have no idea what they're
Because
gonna
I'm
do.
pretty
with this
sure
game.
they're not going to get rid of the speedrun option.
It's an open world now, so that's the reason why I'm thinking they're gonna get rid of it, because it's like, how do you do that with a big open world? Because that's where a lot of devs are going these days. You know, open world kind of games where you decide when you want to do things.
Yeah.
With the first one, it was like a set pattern, like
Yeah,
do
it
this,
was-
do this,
it was
do this,
linear.
do that. Yep. And with this one, I don't think it's gonna be that way.
Hmm.
Maybe there'll be like speed runs. There will be speed runs in the sense that I think you're like Gravity Rush, with like you go over there.
No, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh my god.
those were hard.
Yeah.
Fuck Gravity Rush. I'm never gonna get those trophies ever for getting gold, because I sucked at that thing. I was like,
Vita, go! It's like, oh, you're over there. Oh, there it is.
I love that game. I can't wait for the second one if they ever release it. But yeah. Anyways, speaking of Mirror's Edge, how would you like to see this game on VR, John?
Oh my god, I think I would be happy. I mean, honestly, I think like with you running as fast as you do, looking like run around like.
Well, I think it'd be too nauseating.
It'd be nauseating because I already get like sometimes when I'm like going really quick, I'm just like, what the hell? And then some like putting it in your face, like you're in the world. I think it's gonna be like nauseating, sick, get you sick probably.
Well, see, the reason I bring that up because our topic of the week is VR the future of video gaming, and where does VR fit? If not, where does VR fit in in gaming, and where are we going with it? What new technologies can it help develop, at least in terms of video games?
In video games, I mostly see like VR excelling in the horror franchise. Like I'm always about the horror franchise, no matter what.
We've already
like. Honestly, like I said, I honestly think that's where the VR for like horror fanatics like me will exceed at.
But I see I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I kind of think Morpheus is doomed to fail.
Mm-hmm.
As we've discussed on the show before, Morpheus is already being held back to the fact that it only works PS4. So it's like you got already a small base of people, and then you have people who are going to buy the Morpheus. So that's already a even smaller base. Well, everybody owns a PC.
I own two.
Yeah, if you own a PC, you're going to be able to get Oculus on it, and it'll do more than just video games. Like, you'll be able to do tours, you'll be able to watch movies on it. Mm-hmm. So, it already has more functionality than the Morpheus does. So, I honestly don't think Morpheus is going to be successful at all. I kind of just see it's going to be a failure, or unless they allow it to support PC on it, which I don't think Sony will do.
Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
I mean, because how are they going to... Okay, so if Morpheus does be PC compatible, it doesn't mean like the games you get for the Oculus stuff is going to work on it. Because remember...
They're similar hardwares. That's the thing about it. They're just running on whatever system it's on.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the difference if I plug a Morpheus into my PC, put it on my head? It's the same thing, pretty much. Actually... Right now, Morpheus has more functionality because it has the scanner on the back, so you can do full 60. I don't think the Oculus has that.
You can do the 360.
Did they update it? Because last time I checked, I remember it was like, oh, Morpheus has the thing on the back. That's why you can do full 60 turn and all that stuff.
No, like, because I've seen people like do Let's Play with the Oculus, and they'll like literally turn their head all the way around. Okay. They'll be able to turn their head all the way around, and that's like. Probably the downside with the Oculus, or not Oculus, with the Morpheus is that you need the
PlayStation
camera,
yeah.
So it can register the lights.
Do you need the what's it called for anything for Oculus other than like you don't need a sensor bar or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge. Like you just plug it, do all the setup for it, and then you're good to go.
See, I get horror games because horror games you can make them slow. You can pretty much design those anyways. But like say an action game, Call of Duty, something like that. Like, are you gonna be able to really get that feeling of controlling anything?
I'm not entirely sure because it's like I'm pretty sure you're going to be still playing with the control.
Well, I mean that's another thing with Oculus. Can you? Because I love controllers. I will fucking if you try to make games without controllers, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I want my controllers.
Damn,
that's the ultimate control right there. It's like when you get into the start moving technology, it's like, first of all, now I need room just to play a game. I can't just chillax, sit back and play a game. I have to like be moving my body everywhere. And then I need room, and then I can't see what's going on in the outside world. I could be getting robbed for all I know. But no, it's just like controllers they're king for me. I hope they never disappear. And that's what I was about to ask about Oculus. It's like, with Oculus, how do you control everything? You still need a button, a mouse, and everything?
No, there's option. Well, you still have the option to use keyboard and mouse.
That's what I mean.
But you can also use more of the Oculus games are becoming more and more controller compatible.
See, and that's another thing why I think where Morpheus does have the advantage, I feel like, because it's like I can pick my controller, which has a sensor in it, move it around, and it can register whatever I'm holding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we both know like what virtual reality looks like.
So yeah, we tried it.
We tried the Morpheus. I did the Shark Tank experience, which is amazing. like I think for me, like when whatever's going on in like the visor thing is like my cage was shaking when the shark hit it, and I'm like my mind is resonating like, okay, you should be shaking, but like you're standing still, and that kind of like threw me off balance because I'm just like, oh, I should be shaking, but it's like I can't move.
And that goes to another thing. Is like, so you can still sometimes sense that you're not actually there. Do you think devs will go for this? Like, do you think all of a sudden Naughty Dog will make a game for this? I doubt that.
No.
Naughty Dog is too, they're into quality control, and I think they know they won't be able to get quality out of stuff like that because it's like you can only do certain things with that. You're limited. I feel like that's why I'm always like controller. You can do more than that.
See, and then here's another thing though. It's like with Morpheus, you're usually playing the POV of the character, and with Naughty Dog, you're always third person. So I don't see them like. I mean, I can see them trying to do like something new, trying to be innovative with the first person aspect.
Well, even look at the series like GTA. They tried the first person thing and it worked. A lot of people love playing that game on first person mode. Yeah. So I don't see why.
See, I can see Rockstar trying to experiment with Morpheus.
I don't know. I don't think Rockstar will. They're into making, like I said, it always for studios like that. It's going to take somebody else to prove it for them to jump in on it because they have such a successful formula as it is. You know what I mean? They don't really take risk. Like GTA 5, while it was big, it was building up to that. You know what I mean? Other games built up to that. Like you got Skyrim, and you had GTA has always been an open. Well, at least since the third one, it's always kind of been open world.
The first one was kind of open world.
Exactly. So like, what did GTA 5 do that was anything new? It was just a bigger world.
More interactions.
Yeah, more interactions and more missions, more
side questing, actually.
More side quests, more mini games. That's pretty much all it was. So it was already an established formula. But it's like, who's going to jump on this train, this VR train? And like, I could see No Man's Sky being on Morpheus and Oculus.
Yeah, because
it's first person as soon as you get off the ship and stuff, you know what I mean?
Because didn't you play like that?
I played an airplane game on it. I don't remember what it's called, but it was awesome. It was like a World War II plane shooter, and that was fucking amazing. And that was like you looked around, you see the planes, it's like you're actually there fighting in World War II.
Yeah.
So that's why I think No Man's Sky could be that game that proves to me that VR is here. VR is the next step. But until a game really does do that, like does something different that can't be done with controllers, that can't be done without using keyboard and mouse, you know what I mean? Like, and what is that? How do you achieve that? Is anybody going to take the risk on that?
Yeah.
Because remember, this video game industry, as we've talked about before, the middle developers are all gone. THQ, no more. They're all gone. So it's like
Treyarch gone too.
Yeah. It's like either you're a big developer that develops AAA or you're indie. So it's like, which one? And I don't see AAA games aren't taking risk anymore.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting fucking sequel after sequel after sequel.
It's just like, okay, we're going to do Call of Duty. Oh, let's do Assassin's Creed now.
People are going to keep buying it, you know what I mean? So why not do it? Why not take risk? Nobody's really taking risk right now.
See, no, this is like, because I'm kind of behind the VR stuff, but...
Me too. I'm super far behind.
But what scares me is, like, remember Elder Scrolls Skyrim for the Xbox 360 with Kinect functionality.
Did it have that?
Yeah. Look how bad it did. You didn't even know about it. Like, it was supposed to be like, oh, okay, so you learn...
Actually, I do remember this. Yeah. You, like, would swing...
It would swing, and then one arm would block, and then you can actually say the shouts, and then it will deal with it. But, like, it was so bad it didn't work. Because it's like, you'll take one step forward, and you won't move. And you keep doing it until you actually move, but then you do something else completely different.
See, this is where I think... Imagine if Nintendo did a VR? A VR.
Oh, Jesus.
Because they have experience with, like, Wii and Wii U.
Yeah.
Where you have movement already there. You pretty much just need to put on a helmet now, and you still have that. I would think that'd be interesting. Like,
yeah, but like,
because they have experience with successful motion controls, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Nobody else really has that.
Like, the PlayStation doesn't really have it either.
Yeah, like the Move, that wasn't successful. Nobody even made games for it. That's why it failed. Kinect, that shit never worked to begin with. So, sorry.
You need 10 feet of space. My living room is barely 4 feet.
I'm in San Francisco. I have no room. Yeah, it's just like, who's going to be the one to step up and make a super successful game? And will anybody be able to follow that up? Or will it just be a niche thing where it's also used for tours and like you go see Mars on this thing, you know, they're going to have the rover and you put on the thing, you can see the rover. I could see all that functionality being for everybody else. But as a gaming thing, I don't see this going very far.
They're going to try too hard and fail.
Exactly.
That's what I'm afraid of, because like, I want the VR revolution to happen. Yeah. But like, I'm also afraid like, okay, they're going to be trying too hard. They're going to try to be innovative, try to do all these other things.
It's going to scare people away.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't happen. You know, we should be all for innovation, which I want this thing to be successful. Except I think we're going to build it up too much. You know, people are getting too hyped about it. You know, they see small things like, okay, we're going to see this. And then eventually like a big game, we're going to put all the money on a big game. And that shit's going to crash and burn because it's just not going to be
dubbed the AAA.
It's not going to be what everybody wants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, like, okay, so like this came to my head like while we're talking, like, I think would be like a pretty cool, like, decent idea is like, do something like Assassin's Creed. You're this one person on the outside world, you're in the machine, and then you get sent to the past via memory.
Yeah.
So what if like it's something similar to that, but it's like you play the outside game and then you have the option.
You have
the option for VR.
That's another thing. It's like
do you want to have like a game like with the option of VR?
I know, because I think you have if you're gonna invest money in this system, you have to have a reason to use it, like a big reason to use it. And as a console player, I'd be pissed if like half my game was locked because I didn't have fucking headset.
It's not going to be locked. Like, okay, so we're saying like what I'm trying to say is like if Morpheus was like successful, and like say people were actually buying it, like I would make a game where it's like, okay, you can do this, and then you can have the option Morpheus compatibility.
Exactly, though. It's I kind of see what you're saying.
You could still play the section without.
You know, for some reason that brought up to my mind. It's like if you want to successfully launch these things, you have to launch it with the killer app. The NES launched with Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
think about that. That sold fucking Game Boy with Tetris. You had these killer apps going with it. Sega Genesis later on, when they turned it around, they realized we can't release this thing with Altered Beast. Like Altered Beast is not a great game. It's an okay arcade game, but it's not a great Sega game. How do we turn this around? What do we release it with? So they kind of like re-released it, the Sega Genesis, with Sonic the Hedgehog too. The original Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah. And that was the killer app for that. You know what I mean? People were like, oh shit, I gotta play Sonic. So they bought a Sega Genesis that came with Sonic. So it's like, I think that's what you have to do. You have to come up with a killer game that you can't turn your head on, that you're like, okay, I have to fucking play this game, and have to release with it.
Like I said though, what if, I don't know though, because honestly, like No Man's Sky, like that would be amazing.
I'm thinking No Man's Sky has to be that game. I'm already hyped for that game, and I can only imagine playing that game because, like I said, I played that airplane game with World War II. Imagine playing No Man's Sky and exploring the universe like that. Maybe that's what they're waiting for the release date for.
Ooh, that's why it's taking so long for them to develop it.
Because they're waiting for it to release with Morpheus.
Oh,
that would be a killer app. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you need. I think if they release No Man's Sky with Oculus and with Oculus on PC and Morpheus on PS4, woo! Damn. And it's like,
that's gonna be like,
release it like that.
That might.
There you go. That will start the revolution. That's what I mean. And you have to, I think, for Sony specifically, because obviously Oculus is going to be developed by a lot of people. You have to have a solid lineup. I think that's what Dreams is too. Clearly, Dreams is a Morpheus game to me. You know, you go around painting.
Going around painting, you can
you can see your painting live. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about button configurations. Like, okay, I'm done with this. I need to turn the camera.
That's what I always hate about games where you paint, or I'm trying to think of games where because I know I
building stuff, anything building.
Yeah, it's like you have to learn the buttons, and it's like anything with like Microsoft Paint or something like that, where you gotta use a mouse. I can't do it.
Yeah,
it's like if I had this, I would be able to just be like,
okay, I'll do this. Yeah, bring this up.
It'd be weird, but it'd be doable, better for me. So it's like that. I think releasing No Man's Sky, that kind of just clicked right now. No Man's Sky releasing on Morpheus.
Damn.
Okay.
We called it here first. If it does happen, guys.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure maybe somebody else had to call it. I've just never thought about it in that term.
Right.
But yeah, but VR is just, to me, I don't think it'll be as successful.
I want it to be successful.
No, I'm not saying I don't want it to be successful. I want it to be successful because I want to have more options as a video game. I just hope it doesn't. I don't think anything will take over traditional controllers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too hard to do.
I mean, like, what the VR is now, though. Like, they're not taking away the controllers.
Exactly, but I think we're going to get to the level, like, Kinect levels.
Mm.
You know, where one day where you will just have the headset on, hands. Motions. But
there's already, like, some PC stuff where it's like you put your hands in front of the sensor and then you see your hands in game.
Yeah, I get that. But I don't think that'll ever be taking over controllers because sometimes it's always not going to work unless we perfect it where it actually does work every single time. But then I also see, like, people are going to start getting hurt in their living rooms. And it's just like, unless you're going to be able to create games where you sit down all the time, which nobody wants to fucking do that.
Yeah.
People want that. People are going to expect interactive experiences where you can stand up, run around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's never going to happen unless, because you've seen that. No. Yeah, I've seen that thing you're about to bring up where you're like, you have like a fucking treadmill.
Yeah.
But that's even more dangerous in my opinion. What if you stop walking and you fucking fall on your face?
Do you have a harness on it?
Exactly, though. It's like, how complicated is that going to be to build? And then you have to sell it to everybody like, oh, you want to play this game? You have to have this whole fucking treadmill in your living room. Really?
Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what put me away to like some games is just you need the peripheral for it.
Exactly. Peripheral games have never sold well. Not everyone, but like Rock Band, that's one
exception. No, Dance Dance Revolution 2.
Yeah.
The dance DDR craze for a while.
But what else? You're gonna bring out that game on the Xbox One where you had on the original Xbox where you had like the fucking whole fucking flight simulator in your living room.
Oh my god!
And even think about like the driving stuff. Like they sold those in living room, but it's like people bought them, but not. I don't think that many people bought them. And look at Kinect now. Where's Kinect? It's dead. Once they unbundled it, it was fucking dead in the water. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's our thought on VR. And this has been the 25th edition of Podcast Equipped. What's your thoughts on VR? We want it to be successful. Now I want No Man's Sky on VR, and I won't accept any less.
Let's tweet this episode out. Episode 2, what's it called?
The PlayStation
and
/ Hello Games.
I was like,
yeah, that's what our thoughts on VR. I want it to be successful. Blah blah blah. As always, you can find us every Thursday on Equip Gaming on YouTube.com. I'd say / on Equip Gaming.
Yeah, good for you.
On SoundCloud.com / Equip Gaming. And follow me on Twitter at Mig_AZ. Him at Tagless02.
Mm-hmm.
Follow his channel also at Tagless02 on YouTube.com. Come back every week if you want to come equipped with news, or if you want to get equipped with news. Anything else that I forget, John?
No, just other. Well, Miguel hasn't been doing his Discuss plays in like 3 weeks.
I'm waiting for better editing software. Just say that.
I have that software.
Exactly why I need it. Anyways, come back every week and get equipped, guys. Have a good week, Internet.
Goodbye.